Greetings everyone and welcome back to Timberborn, where we have built ourselves an amazing reservoir over here, which with the power of these sluices ensures that the water level in our river never changes. Is it a river if the water doesn't flow anywhere? That's the real question. Alright, so now that we've cleaned up the levee situation, we're gonna talk about where things went wrong, which is basically gonna be this place over here. Now Jason Litchfield 6311 has mentioned that this over here is going to be problematic. So to sum things up, you see how there's basically multiple levels of water over here? Well, the bad water is coming up here and then it just goes away. And that means that there is some bad water stored over here, which doesn't really move at all. Now, in just under a day, this bad tide over here is going to be ending. So let's just fast forward some time. And as you can see, this reservoir over here is going to take a while to clean up. How long does it take to clean up? Well, it's not that long. However, in the future, we do need to do something about this. And the Sujal Mister over here has actually informed us about something that I was really dumb about. You see, these water wheels only flow during the good times. This reservoir over here does fill up eventually, and then the excess water flows down here. And it flows into this river. During the bad times, however, the bottom comes to the left over here and still falls into the same river. So basically what we're trying to say is that this river keeps flowing during the bad tides as well as the good times. So it might have been a really good idea to put my industry down here instead. And honestly, keeping your industry over here is definitely something that you should consider, especially if you're going to be diverting your overflow into this river as well. But hey, we're not going to be doing that, right? Right, people? Because we are going to be working on getting ourselves some gravity batteries and some wind turbines as well, So let's actually start working on these. But before we do that, we need to get zipline stations because zipline stations are going to help our colony a lot. There are a lot of places where our beavers have to go up and down, so the zipline stations are going to be amazing for that. Sadly, we do need some more signs for this. That's not really a problem, right? No, it's not. Now, something else that we're going to need is also a bad water pump. So let's just place one over here for now, and this is going to be more than enough, at least for the time being. Now, we also have to keep building up our storages, and let's just make some room over here, improve this pathing as well, so that we can place another large pile over here for metals this time around. Oh, and it doesn't actually hurt if we place a few small piles over here to help these industries. This one, for example, can just keep logs, while this one can keep some scrap metal. Lovely. And I'm also going to just make some extra room over here for a few more lodges. Yeah, I am more comfortable increasing my population right now that we have, stored a lot of food and water. And how are these chestnut trees coming along? Yeah, you guys can just stop planting these so that those can propagate on their own. And finally, now that this bad water pump is done, we can actually just pause it. I don't know why I built it, I kind of just wasted science on this. Yeah, we could have had zipline stations, but I had to go and get myself a bad water pump. So, as long as we don't have zipline stations, let's actually work on some other stuff, because it's more important for us to actually get some power. The downtimes during the off-season are just too much to deal with in my opinion. Now, we are gonna need to get this power down here somehow, and yeah, I'm thinking we retire this power wheel and instead we use a vertical power shaft right here. So basically, this is going to be a vertical power shaft, right? And then you're going to connect over there, and at least temporarily, until we can, get ourselves some tunnels or some platforms. Yeah, for now we don't have any platforms or something, so the beavers are gonna have to move up and over this power shaft. But hey, that's fine. We're gonna have zipline stations over here anyway. Let's just make sure that all of this is connected with each other. Lovely. This is going to be a lot of work for you guys, okay? But I believe in you people. However, I do need you guys to focus your efforts on these other things. Oh, is that right? You guys can't actually get there. Oh, that's insane. There. Now can you build this? Hopefully. There we go. Lovely. Okay, I am kind of hoping that this gets finished while these water wheels are working so that the water wheels can, keep these charged up. But who knows? Can I fit a third one over here somehow? Maybe. Maybe if I... Oh, there's no shortage of logs. Yeah, we're just going to do this the most inefficient way possible, okay? Yeah, so this power shaft can connect over here for now because I'm going to be destroying this one. Why am I destroying that? Because I need to place another one of these gravity batteries right here. Pretty. Unfortunately, though, I don't think we have the gears for this last one. So I'm just going to, let's just cancel that idea. And yeah, the gear workshop can now start working. And let's start working on some wind turbines, So that's going to be one. And can I place another one right here? We cannot. How do I optimize this in a better way? Oh, they can go with a gap of 2 between them though. Yeah, this is going to be good enough. And these small wind turbines are really easy to make, just logs and planks. So let's try to build a couple more up here as well, at least for now. And in the future, we'll obviously replace them with bigger ones. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These should be more than enough for all of our needs right now, if I'm being honest. Now, we don't really have the large water tanks unlocked yet, but that's fine. We can make the medium ones. And I am going to make a couple more right over here, just like that. And finally, Norman over here has suggested that we store potatoes uncooked. And that's actually very smart, because uncooked potatoes take 3 times less space than cooked ones. Oh wait, 4 times less space. Yeah, let's do that right over here nearby somewhere so the farmers don't have to move a lot. So this warehouse over here is just going to keep raw potatoes. And the bad tide has now finally started, which means that we no longer get power from these water wheels. However, we have gravity batteries and wind turbines, and even when the wind turbines stop, the gravity batteries are able to provide the power to our entire industry. If you notice, they're very slowly going down. Now, here's what I'm going to be looking out for. Basically, can they fill back up during the night? That is literally all we care about. Oh, and it would seem like there's no way for our beavers to get to this last gravity battery over here. But honestly, we don't have the gears for it anyway. So we're just going to be cancelling that for now. Oh, that's an injured beaver. Yeah, we need to spend some science for the medical bed as well. And let's just place a couple over here, because injured beavers don't work. So they're basically eating food and everything without contributing to the society. And honestly speaking, that is not something we approve of. So we're just going to make a couple of medical beds so that the injured beavers can go and fix themselves up really quickly. Okay, and it would seem like the gravity batteries are charging back up during the night. And even if they're not really full, never mind, they're actually pretty full. Yeah, that's fine. That's good enough. We don't really need to worry about anything then. However, we can squeeze in some more wind turbines over here if needed. Oh, and I was wondering why we're not making any metals. It's because the scavenger flag was turned off. That's my bad. Oh, and it would seem like we don't really have any storage space for sunflower seeds. That's not okay either. Let's make sure we get some. However, I don't really want big warehouses for the sunflower seeds. I'm just gonna place a couple here and there. And that's gonna be it. Yeah, because the beavers don't really need a lot of sunflower seeds, it's mostly for the well-being. Okay, so that is 2 more medium water tanks done, and that means we don't really need to worry about water anytime soon. So we can focus our efforts on other stuff, like science. I'm going to be making more inventors over here just so they're all in the same spot. Yeah, this is primarily so they don't actually take up fertile ground over here. And honestly, I probably should have just put them back here, but it's okay. They are really cheap to make and we don't really lose out on a lot of logs when doing this. Okay, we have enough science for the zipline station, so I'm just going to unlock that right away because I know I'm going to end up wasting the science on something else and then we're going to have to wait all over again. So what's the zipline plan over here? There are a few things which we absolutely cannot ignore. First of all, there's this massive river over here. We need to have a connection from our industrial area up here down to the residential area. We need another connection from our water pumps over here to our residential area once more. And the zipline station back here will also be providing the connection for these tanks. And finally, we need to think about where we will be placing our residential area in the future. And if I'm being honest, then this place looks really fun. Or maybe there's something else that's really obvious which I'm just completely ignoring. Don't know. I do suffer from blindness. So a single zipline station costs a bunch of resources and the only ones that we're missing right now are the planks, but that's not really a problem. We're gonna be able to make those really fast. However, where do we place this thing? Okay, so if we place the zipline station over here, then we don't really need these stairs taking everyone up anymore. So no one is gonna be here right now, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Alright, we're gonna do this. First of all though, we need to make a platform. And then we're just gonna destroy all of this. Oh, wait a second, we don't really have enough planks for 2 zipline stations. Yeah, we kind of need 2 of them in order for everything to actually work. Yeah, I may have just jumped the gun. That was not okay. It's fine though, it's fine though. It wasn't really that difficult to rebuild. Yeah, this time around we're going to be building 1 zipline station down here before we even begin work on the second one. Okay, we've got a bunch of science stockpiles, so let's just pause all of you folks over here. And that is going to be the first zipline station done. Now, all I'm waiting for is to stockpile 40 planks, I believe. Yeah, 40 planks, so that I can build another one up here while nuking all of this, obviously. And I believe I would stockpile planks faster if I turned off the gear workshop. So let's do that. We don't always need the gears, okay? Oh my god, I'm loving this productivity over here. It's like 96%. This means that the beavers are basically only leaving to grab a bite or drink, which is right next door. Lovely. This is why you should always have haulers in your colony, by the way. Anyway, we have enough planks now, so that means we can actually nuke this bit. Waiting for everyone to leave. There we go. And now we can just destroy all of this stuff finally now. And what we're going to do is we're going to be making a zipline station right there and connect this with the one down here. Now beavers are no longer going to need to go up and down this staircase. However, we are going to need to do something about the power over here. And do we have enough planks? I think we do. We have 8 planks and this one costs 6. Oh my god, barely enough. Alright, so then the power can just connect from behind the zipline station just like that. Lovely. Now this place over here is connected with this place down here without any issues. Now this is going to cause one problem, which is that all of our storages are basically in the middle, and if anyone wants to go over here, like my haulers, they have to travel all the way down and then travel back up over here and then go back all the way down as well. That is not okay. So we are going to need another zipline station in the middle over here. There we go, it's now finished, and what we can do is, I mean, we could, at least for now, have it, connect with each other so that whoever wants to go up directly can just do so without any problems. But this one down here is kind of like premium real estate, okay? So this connection, the one that's connecting with this further one, needs to actually just not happen. Yeah, because we are going to be connecting it back here. And is anything in the way if I'm connecting this back here? No. Alright, so there's going to be one zipline station that's right here. And then another one needs to be over here somewhere. Okay, it seems like I have no choice but to place one over here for now, and that will do, at least as long as we don't need more water pumps, So, let's just connect all of these together. Perfect. They're all in a straight line, and basically this is going to increase our colony's productivity by a crap ton. Because, the beavers aren't really going to need to walk as much. They love it when they don't have to walk. Now, let's just fit as many windmills over here as we can, which is not going to be a lot, by the way. Oh well, it's okay, it's not really that difficult to rebuild. We can fit one back here. Do we need to though? I don't think so. Anyway, what's next on our agenda? Well, you see, we got all of that bad water from over here, right? Well, next up, what we need to do is put that in an explosives factory so that we can, get ourselves some dynamite. And honestly, the explosives factory can just go back here. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's just connect this up with the vertical power shaft, and that should be good enough. And in the future, if this is not enough for some ungodly reason, we can always place another. Now, I am going to be making another forester up here because there are some trees I want to plant. And then we're going to get rid of this forester once all of those trees are planted. Basically, what we need are maple trees, say just like that. And you know what? Let's just have lots of maple trees. And once all of these are planted, we're just gonna fire the forester permanently. Oh, we're basically gonna be replacing this forester with a tapper's shack, and hopefully they can cover both of these areas somehow. Maybe if we place a tapper's shack over here, and then we also have a way for them to cross this river, which is gonna be a lot of science. Or, we just destroy that one tree and don't use as much science. Yeah, like people who actually have a brain, There we go. Then the Tapper's Shack can actually cover both of these areas. Lovely. Oh, but we don't actually need that right now. So all of those resources are just wasted. No. We can get those back. Completely forgot that if you destroy a building during construction, you get everything back. Okay, and I just noticed over here that this water level, it actually goes down. So we need to upgrade that once more. We're just going to start that as a side project. Let's just get rid of all of these paths over here. Okay, I don't really want to worry about this side ever again, so we are going to just finish this up straight away. Actually, we don't need these stairs right now. Yeah, this way the beavers can work on all of these simultaneously instead of just one at a time. So, once all of these are done, we can put these stairs over here and let them work on this final section. Also, once more, we're not going to be needing gears anymore, so let's just pause that factory. Man, it's like we never ever have enough planks. Can we do something about that since we don't need this power wheel anymore? I hope so. Let's make another lumber mill right next door. Oh, and the explosives factory doesn't have any bad water. That is my bad. Okay, that is going to be another bad tide. And we are gonna hold on to some explosives right now, okay? We're not going to be using them right away. And you know what? It doesn't really hurt to have some extra builders now. So let's just get ourselves another builder's hut. But where do we place this? Yeah, how about over here so that the resources are nearby? And let's finally unlock some double lodges and place one of them back here. just to, give some verticality to our residential areas. By the way, whenever you're placing your builder's hut, make sure you actually prioritize the construction. Otherwise, the beavers are going to be building everything else before they work on your builder's hut, and that kind of just defeats the purpose of it being a builder's hut. I have also gone ahead and increased the priority on this double lodge so that we can get some extra beavers on our hands, okay? Okay, and we don't really have any way for the beavers to drink water over here. We used to have a way, but I got rid of it. So let's just put it back over there. And once more, higher priority so that the beavers actually focus on it. Hey, we're getting double-digit droughts and bad tides now. That's fine, that's fine. Oh, and I don't have a warehouse for dynamites. That is not fine. Where do I place this though? Let's just place it back here, and we can always move it in the future. Okay, so we now have a zipline that's basically going up, whoop, and then back up over here. Let's work on a horizontal one now. So the plan is to basically have another one right next to this, and this one can hopefully get up here somehow. But it can't really do that directly, so we're gonna need to take some extra steps. Oh, and I just realized, yeah, this is a problem. So this forester is fired because half of their trees died, and we need to worry about this situation before we can come over here properly. So if we have a zipline station back here, can that connect up here? Yes, that will connect. Alright, that is one of them done, and then the second one over here is just missing, just missing a couple of metal blocks. Let's make those staircases so that we can finish this place up. Then I can stop worrying about everything that happens back here. Or we can go even bigger with our plans and ambitions. No, never mind. This is fine. This is fine. We are just going to lock this up just like that. Beautiful. Okay, and then if we're gonna do the same thing over here, it would be nice. How do we get back here though? Is the real question. Well, thankfully, we don't have to worry about an answer to that question because we can just do this. Perfect. This is gonna let us build this entire wall back here. Oh, wait a second. All of this area is gonna be flooded as well if I do this. Okay, we're gonna build the back side of this dam, but not the front, okay? So we're not actually going to raise the water level up all the way over here. Yeah, we're just gonna take it one tile at a time, which also means that we need this builder's hut to move over here. There we go, the builders can now work over there now. Oh yeah, see, the water just disappeared over here. So if we do get longer droughts, then I would be worried, because currently, the water is basically at this level. Let's get rid of these stairs right away. We are also going to get rid of all of these paths over here as well. And we are going to start working on this project. Build it up one level at a time. Beautiful. That is basically going to give us like 10 more days, right? Okay, I have just destroyed one path back here so that they don't work on this bit until this front level is, raised up by 1. And what we're gonna need to do is destroy these 4 dams and raise this level up as well. I do want to go 1 level higher. I'm not happy with just 1 level up. But how would we do that? Okay, we have another drought coming up, and sadly, no, the dam level did not get raised up in time for that one. We are not really concerned though, our population is really low, so that means water is not really a problem. However, I am noticing that the food reserves have dipped below 800. Yeah, that does not make me happy at all. So, we're going to be building another one of these efficient farmhouses now. Let's see, add some sunflowers back here, just for good measure, and then let's start working towards the wheat. So the way this is going to work is that we're going to need 1 mill and 2 bakeries. However, population is a premium right now, so we are just going to live with a single mill and also a single bakery. I do not want to put the bakery over here. Actually, I want to put the mill down here. But yeah, we can do that in the future. For now, let's just put the mill over here, set the recipe as wheat flour, and we can just make a bakery wherever. It does not really matter. The only thing that does matter is that, there should be a zipline station nearby so that people can bring stuff over quickly. Yeah, that should be more than enough wheat for our needs. And one of these farmhouses we're gonna just prioritize at harvesting while the other one can plant. Okay, we're gonna place a small warehouse over here for the flour. That's going to be 30 wheat flour, which is actually enough for 150 wheat. Yeah, and then for the bread, we can have another warehouse just to reserve stuff up. And finally, we are going to have a gatherer's flag back here who's going to be able to grab all of these chestnuts, which means that we can make another grill who's going to be working on grilling those chestnuts. Okay, and it looks like, yeah, this stuff is almost done. So we can finally just delete these dams over here. Are they gonna cause some water to leak? Oh crap, that was not supposed to happen. It's okay, it's okay. There we go. We can raise this level up 1 and we can put dams on top of that. So that is basically going to let us store a whole tile extra next drought. Okay, let's just make some small warehouses back here as well. And these are going to be potatoes and chestnuts. And then this time around, actually, even for bread, I don't want this. I don't want that. What I want is a small warehouse with bread. And then maybe I can just place a couple, in random locations. So yeah, how about we place one over here and we place one up here. And how about we place another one down here? Lovely. Now I want to do the same thing with grilled chestnuts as well. So grilled chestnuts. Okay, let's place another one down here. Yeah, we can definitely place one up here. And I guess let's just place one back here, just in case these farmers are hungry. And finally, with all of these changes, I'm pretty confident that we can support extra population. So let's just get 6 more workers. Again, it seems like this many windmills was more than enough for our needs because the gravity batteries are, they're not low on the ground over here. So this was basically a success. And to finish things up over here, we are going to be building our first large tank. Now, this thing is overpowered, okay? Let's just build one over here and connect up the path. Just one of these bad boys over here will be holding the same amount of water that 4 of these are holding. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. And let's just make sure that our water goes up further, just like that. Beautiful. Hey, I'm loving it. And honestly, I think that is more than enough water for the foreseeable future, at least. Okay, so what is our plan moving forward? Well, we need to divert both of these bad water sources into this cave over here and off the map. Yeah, because I want to reclaim this entire river, okay? Because if I'm being honest, this is basically a lot of premium real estate, which is going to waste.